What's a science fact that you think about on a weekly basis? The true scale of space. The solar system is much larger than anyone realizes. You could fit all planets between the Earth and the Moon, just for perspective. Interplanetary distances become exponentially larger as you move away from the Sun. The distance to our nearest neighboring star, Alpha Centauri, is orders of magnitude larger than even the distance from Earth to Pluto. The scale of the Milky Way is even more unfathomable. The light we see from the other side of the Milky Way is 100,000 years old, because that's how far away it is. And don't even get me started on the scale of the void between galaxies. The amount of stars in our galaxy is also an incomprehensibly large number. There are more stars out there than grains of sand on Earth. Trees on Earth are rarer than galaxies in this universe. Every time you hear Star Wars or similar talk about ruling the galaxy, just remember. We will likely not even be Homo sapiens anymore by the time we are capable of sending a manned mission to another star. While I agree with the sentiment, there are approximately 3 trillion trees on Earth and only 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe. There are far more grains of sand. If you want a similar mind-blowing fact, then you need to recognize how tiny the universe can get too. There are more atoms in a grain of sand than grains of sand on Earth. Not to put too fine a point on it, they said stars, not galaxies. The latest data suggests there are possibly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe, and it could be as many as 10 trillion. The generally accepted estimate is that Milky Way galaxy alone contains about 200 billion stars. It could only be 100 billion, and is a fairly average-sized as far as galaxies go, so most galaxies probably contain a similar number of stars, if not more. 100 billion galaxies, conservatively, with 200 billion stars each. There are more stars than grains of sand. And here's a fact that'll really rattle your cage: just about every star out there has at least one planet or more, so there are even more planets than there are stars. That water is a closed system. The water we drink every day has been used since time immemorial. Drank and pissed out by millions of creatures. That's disgusting. That's why I just filter my own piss to drink. I'd rather have it just come from me than millions of other things. Ha 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 ha. Excellent idea. You filter your piss? I am the filter. My breath kinda stinks, and my kidneys hurt, but that's how I know it's working. It worked for Costner in Waterworld. Ah, the golden fountain. That our skin does not have receptors to feel wetness. It can only detect things like temperature and pressure, but not wetness. So when we feel wet, or if we are wearing wet clothes, it's not actually wetness we detect. I am uncomfortably reminded of this fact every time I step on something cold and feel like I stepped in water for a second. Moisture is the essence of wetness. And wetness is the essence of beauty. The speed of light is constant no matter the frame of reference. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, what that means is that if you chased a photon moving at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, at half of the speed of light, 93,000 miles a second, the photon would still move away from you at the speed of light. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense as there is no preferred frame of reference in the universe. What happens if you are going 0.8 c and throw something forward at 0.8 cc relative to you? Bonus 1 up. The thing will be moving at 0.8 c relative to you, while maybe at 0.9 c or so to an observer that is motionless relative to you. There is an equation for finding the exact value. It won't be 0.9 c, but this kind of principle holds. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.